it's Miriam here, and welcome back to the Grad School series. Today we're talking about something that's very dear to my heart because it is now in fact my job, and that is science in the media. Okay, so a little bit of backstory. I had a desire to kind of be a face or be a person talking about science, and I wasn't exactly sure how. Through the course of my studies, and probably more so later when I was like a communications director and now as a journalist, I learned those lessons, but it took a long time. Now, I could go on this whole spiel about why I think it's important for scientists to be slightly more outward facing and not just present their research at conferences, but also talk with the general public about it. But it's kind of stuff you might have all heard before, and lots of people have said this. Science is publicly funded, you have an obligation to in some sense. People want to know, you could inspire people. There's lots of different reasons. The first thing I would say is practice. It takes a little bit of practice and skill, and some people do this like really naturally and really well, to talk about your research in a way that is not academic. Talk to your friends and family, talk to your boyfriend. How would you describe your research to someone at the pub? That would make it interesting, but still factual and getting across the points that you want. In terms of more formal places to practice, there's really cool competitions like 3-minute thesis or dance your thesis that you can do. Then if you think your research is going to be something that the public is interested in, or you want to engage with the media later on, go talk to the communications department at your university. Most places, I think, should have some kind of training program, or you can do like a one-on-one session with one of the advisors there, and they'll kind of run you through like the basics of what happens in an interview, what are the rules in journalism, like what can a journalist say and what can they not, like off the record, that kind of stuff. Some will even do like camera training with you. Also, I know the Science Media Centre in New Zealand has really good workshops, the Savvy workshops, that have been going for a couple of years now. You'll learn how to write kind of your own pitch for a story for journalists, do practice phone interviews, and at the end you actually meet with a couple of journalists and can pitch them your stories. Okay, the only other thing that I want to touch on is, well, the touchy stuff. I have to say in general, when I was doing my doctoral studies, and this wasn't any person in particular, there was this kind of rhetoric of grad students shouldn't talk to the media. That is absolute bullshit. If you're getting to the end of your research or you've published some research, I don't think there's anything wrong with talking to journalists about your work. There's also this kind of notion, or maybe this feeling in academia or by more senior staff, that grad students don't have the expertise. As a grad student, you're in a great position to speak to journalists. You have the time, you can prepare. You're probably actually maybe more up to date with the current state of research than some of the professors are, because you are doing it right now every single day. I think you should take some caution and be prepared, and really know what you want to say. I feel like there's also this sense of imposter syndrome in academia where like you never feel like you're good enough to talk about something because there's always someone who has more experience or is looking at this really specific thing. But I think what tends to happen in those cases is that everyone kind of feels this way, and so no one's talking about something, and so then you just end up with people who maybe like know even less than you, or maybe aren't getting the information from the most reputable of sources, and they're the ones whose voices are going to get through. So in summary, I would say don't believe people when they say that grad students can't talk to the media. 2, get yourself prepared. Talk to the communications department, do some research of your own about how an interview will go and how you can make sure that you're going to be awesome when it does happen. And 3, I would say just practice, just do it. Maybe do it on a weird phone camera like I'm doing right now to practice. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, please just leave them in the comments below. I feel like my mind is kind of a mishmash of things from my journalism life now and my past life as a scientist. So if I glossed over anything or something doesn't make sense, please just let me know, ask me a question. Otherwise, I will see you in the next episode next week. If you want to support me, please consider buying me a coffee. The link is in the description, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.